not really sitting up here buying that personnel problem bullshit with the defense, because if you really look at it, it ain't been that much change within our defense this season. I mean, granted, Kevin Byard got traded, but when you look amongst the front seven or whatnot, it ain't been that much change. And the change that we had, I mean, Bud Dupree, I mean, when did fucking Bud Dupree play? I mean, shoot, he was barely out there when he was out there. Shit, he was just fucking out there. He wasn't doing anything significant. And I mean, you can point at David Long as well. I mean, you can, I mean, he was injured, but I mean, David Long, how I view David Long. David Long is a good football player, but he's not a game-changing football player. And that's why I say I'm not buying this personnel problem bullshit on defense. And the defense is out here worse than it's been for the last 2 years. And as far as the offense goes, Vrabel is meddling around on offense. I've been saying this for the last couple of seasons, which he needed to meddle around with Todd Downing, because Todd Downing was just an all-out shit show by himself. But I mean, he's meddling around with Tim Kelly in these games right now with these conservative ass play calls, bro. I mean, what do you got to lose? I mean, I done said that throughout the show. Like, bro, what do you got to lose at this point? You don't have shit to lose right now. Why are you calling these conservative ass games? And to me, man, I feel like we can definitely find somebody better than a great motivator. So I'm standing on my square right here, man. They need to fire Mike Vrabel. And as far as what the article said, I mean, yeah, the Titans could be lying, because good and damn well, if we go out here and lose out, and especially get our brains beat in by Houston at home in them throwbacks, that's going to piss ownership off. And we've seen what ownership has done when ownership gets pissed off. Ian Whisenhunt lost his job in Houston after they allowed J.J. Watt to just have a freaking field day. Mike Mularkey lost his job after a freaking playoff game. John Robinson lost his job for sending the best fucking wide receiver that we've had in 20 freaking years away for literally nothing. So let Vrabel go out here and lose out all these games and have a fucked up ass horrible game against the Houston Texans, and I bet you he would be fired.
Okay, so I got some things to push back on there with you, Marako, because I
Push.
think some of us have forgot what Vrabel's coaching is actually like when he has some players that is his types of players. You forget that this is the Vrabel that outcoached Belichick and took up how much time off of one fourth down play? How much time off that clock? This is Mike Vrabel, who is a coach that took players, had the most players in the NFL used, and still won Coach of the Year. Still took us to the number one seed in the AFC without Derrick Henry, without our best player. This is a coach who sat out there and constantly would people hated to come and have to play and strategize against, because they knew that he was going to come out there and play. So knowing that and then seeing the fall off, then looking at the draft and the players do you not just think that Vrabel doesn't have the confidence in those players to go execute what he wants to execute? And then why would you show the NFL what you want to do rather than keep it in your back pocket to reveal it when you feel like it can actually be executed, rather than putting it on film so people know what you want to do when you finally got your stuff? And then another thing is on the coaches is he really being loyal to his buddies? Because it seems like he's firing coaches every season. Is he constantly hiring his buddies back? Yes, but is it because he wants to hire his buddies back, or is it because he's forced to hire his buddies back because he can't hire other people? Vrabel has no problem of firing people. Todd Downing was the one coach that he stuck around a couple of years, and Vrabel kind of defended for whatever reason. But I think sometimes we've seen Vrabel knows it can get worse, and what we have, even though as bad as it is and as bad as it sucks, it's the best option we have currently available. And I think that's some things we've forgotten as a fan base with them too, is that we've said a lot of times it can't get worse, and then it's gotten worse after Vrabel did what the fan base wanted.